Today, New York City's health department shook things up, proposing that chain restaurants be required to admit how much salt is in their food. It would be a first. And here's Dr. Jon LaPook.
Cream and tomato, Fuji apple.
The city that banned trans fats in 2006 and required calories to be posted in chain restaurants in 2010 is now taking aim at salt. The proposed warning would apply to restaurants with more than 15 locations nationwide. It would show a salt shaker next to any menu item with more than the U.S. daily recommended limit of 2,300 milligrams of sodium. That's about a teaspoon of salt, with a message stating, high sodium intake can increase blood pressure and risk of heart disease and stroke. The health department estimates about 10% of dishes would warrant a salt shaker. Items like Burger King's Ultimate Breakfast Platter with 3,020 milligrams of sodium, QUIZNOS' large mesquite chicken sub with 3,260, and a Chili's large beef nachos with over 4,000 milligrams. Dr. Mary Travis Bassett is New York City's health commissioner.
A lot of people think that the way to cut the salt in their diet is to take the salt shaker off the table. But we know that most of the salt in our diet comes in the form of processed or prepared foods.
90% of Americans eat more than the recommended limit. A quarter of the salt in our diet is from restaurant food, where it's hard to know the exact salt content.
Looking at turkey sandwiches, for example, there were some places where nearly 3,000 milligrams and others that had just 900.
On average, adults consume about 50% more salt than the federal guidelines suggest. Unlike the ban on trans fats, the current proposal would be purely informational and leave the decision about whether to splurge on salt to the customer.
Goodness, that's a lot of salt. Jon, thanks very much.